Hello and welcome to Whsh TV. I'm Jaime Rojas. With me is Wes Edwards. Coming up on today's show, we preview some new things happening here in the community. First, we spoke with Mayor Joe Wellman of Washington about the Hometown Initiative. Also, a chance to meet some of the staff in WHS in the form of Administrative Assistant Laura Caruth and new English teacher and Radio TV Assistant Mrs. Franklin.
Plus, we preview the Night to Shine, a community event allowing for people with disabilities to be able to enjoy a prom-like experience, as well as a Battle of the Grills, a local barbecue cook-off in support of a great cause.
All that and much more. It's Friday, February 2nd, and you're watching WHSH TV. Welcome back to WHSH TV. Mayor Joe Wellman of Washington gives us a sneak peek of the new Hometown Initiative, movement pushing for a supportive involvement from the community for local small businesses to hopefully create a better environment in the community.
Hometown Collaboration Initiative is a initiative for community development throughout Indiana. It is sponsored statewide by the Indiana Office of Community Rural Affairs, the Purdue University, and Ball State University. And each year they award 2 to 5 communities a grant to put together some planning, some community input, and some further application for funding or potential funding and for assistance in developing programs for communities. Those programs are around one of 3 specific pathways, either entrepreneurship and economic development, the development of future leaders in a community, or the a quality of place things like public space design and use, that type of thing. And so a group was started locally of probably about 15 or 20, a core group that put together the application, met with the folks from Ball State, Purdue, and Okra, and they interviewed us. We went through what our community was all about and some ideas of things that we thought were important, and we were one of 5 communities awarded that this past year. The project revolves in a big way around community input, public input. So for the past 6 or 7 weeks, we have been accepting, there's a survey out there, has been online, and there were printed surveys around the community at various locations to get people's input into what they felt about the community. You know, how would you rate the park system? How would you rate the leadership? How would you rate the community involvement? That type of thing. And then on January 30th, from 6 to 8:30 p.m., there will be a community forum held at the Harvest Community Storehouse on West Main Street for folks to come in and give us their input and ideas on, you know, what would you like to see the community have? Do we need, you know, better sidewalks? Do we need more equipment at the park? What do we need to do to develop future leaders? Those types of things. Then that core group that I mentioned will get back together, weigh all those opinions and all that input, and develop a pathway application for a project along one of those 3 areas that I mentioned. So community involvement, community input is very important in this process. We want ideas, is what we want from folks, you know, and things that they need or things that they think would improve our community or would improve future leaders for the community, or maybe would stimulate and support entrepreneurial efforts to start small businesses, those kinds of things. So it's pretty wide-ranging. So anyone that's not filled out the application, or even those, or the survey, or anyone that has for that matter, is welcome to come to this community forum and give the group its input and their ideas. And it's really just a community idea brainstorming, I guess you might want to call it. And so we hope to then kind of coalesce around a project that we can, everybody get their arms around and move forward on.
Where is it? There's no Island Bound Radio. Community members gathered on Tuesday in public forum to give feedback on the topics. The feedback will help the group move forward with the project. Next, we take a look at the Battle of the Grills, a local barbecue cook-off in support of a Washington City Police Officer, Richie Tolliver. Organizer Alan Brown gave us the details on the Battle of the Grills.
Well, the Battle of the Grills is basically just two individuals, myself and Chad Burton, who he does a lot of cooking for different charitable organizations during the year. So what we're doing is we're just going to battle it out for see who has the best smoked pork. This is going to be for Richie Tolliver. He's a city police officer at the time. Right now he is battling a lot of illnesses with heart and kidney issues. It's forcing him off the department. He's had a lot of medical bills and a lot of time in the hospital, so we're trying to raise money to help offset those costs. It's going to be at the Washington Conservation Club. It's on February the 24th. We're going to start at 5 o'clock with the meal being ready at 6 p.m. It's going to be pulled pork, and we'll have some beans and coleslaw as sides. It's a free will offering, so there is no cost. It's just whatever you feel is enough to give. And then we also have a silent auction, and we will also have a 50-50 drawing during the night. It's going to be whoever comes and gives money. Everybody will get a little piece of paper, and you'll be able to say it's either 1 or 2 is the best smoked meat, and that's who will be the winner.
If you would like to help the cause and vote for your favorite, you can go to Washington Conservation Club from 5 to 11:30 on February 24th to support the Tolliver family. With the night to shine just around the corner, it's time to talk to Keith Meese about the night that benefits many special needs children from the area so that they can have a prom experience. The date from Night to Shine is February 9th. It's coming up very soon. Keith gives us more.
Night to Shine is a prom experience for individuals with special needs. And it's a collaborative event that takes place in 500 locations all throughout the world. And Antioch is hosting one of those locations here, but it's at the Westgate facility in Crane. And it works with the Tim Tebow Foundation. And so it's a night where individuals can come and their special guests are dropped off, and they have this great prom experience. And it happens, like I said, all over the world. Night to Shine takes place on February 9th, so it's just coming up in a couple of weeks. And it takes place anywhere from like 6 to about 9 p.m. at night. We need about 300 volunteers to put on Night to Shine, and so there are so many different areas that you can sign up for. But probably the one area that we need most help with would be what we call the buddies. A buddy is an individual, it's an adult volunteer that is 16 years or older, and they kind of work alongside the special guests. They're paired up, and they just go through the meal and the prom experiences. They have games, and they just kind of walk through that and with that person all evening long. If that's an area that you're interested in, we need those the most. But there's areas for helping with games. There's an area where people can come and kind of like a red carpet event where they can kind of clap and take pictures and stuff. And then we just need volunteers in a lot of the serving areas. So in order to sign up for Night to Shine, all you have to do is go to the Antioch website. It's ACClife.org, and there's a link that says Night to Shine. You can click on there, and all registration and everything can be taking place online.
Again, the date is February 9th, and it is free for all the kings and queens, thanks to generous contributions from the community. To learn more about to even register, head to the Antioch Christian Church website to ACClife.org. With the start of the new semester here at WHS, we had a chance to visit with a new face in the classroom at Washington High School. We spoke with new Washington High School English and Radio TV teacher, Mrs. Franklin, as she begins her journey here at WHS. We found out how she attended college and her experience so far.
I came to Washington, I was student teaching at Bloomfield High School, and then before that I was still in college getting my degree in English education. So far my experience here has been great. The teachers have been really welcoming and helpful in helping me, assisting me in doing whatever, and the students have been pretty good for me so far. I've had a few instances so far, but nothing that I haven't encountered.
Mrs. Franklin is looking forward to a great new semester here at Washington in both the English and Radio TV departments. February 24th, North Elementary School in Washington will be the site of Trivia Night for students and families. We talked to Randy Browning, who is an organizer of North Trivia Night, who gave us the information about the Trivia Night.
I'm Randy Browning from North Elementary. Trivia Night is a competition where there are 2 age groups. There is a kindergarten through 6th grade age group and then a 7th grade through adult, 4 players on each team. The 6th through kindergarten age group is $25 and the 7th grade through adult is $100 per team. During Trivia Night, the kindergarten through 6th grade has 6 rounds of questions, and the categories are history, entertainment, arts and literature, sports and leisure, science and nature, and geography. And the 7th grade through adult categories are movies, U.S. history, U.S. government, acronyms, classic rock, television, famous females, sports, current events, and science. And the top 3 teams that score the most points get cash prize reward at the end. Trivia Night is February 24th. The teams can arrive and enter at 4:30. All spectators can arrive and enter at 5 o'clock. The competition starts at 5:30. It's $5 for spectators, and that gets them a free meal and a drink. We also have raffle items, 50/50, and silent auction items also. We would love for everyone to come out and support North and join us for a great Trivia Night.
The date for that is, again, February 24th. We will be looking forward to the tough trivia and competition that North Trivia Night is sure to bring. Coming up after break, we'll have a quick look at your weekend forecast, and we will take you a crucial member of the staff, WHS Laura Cruz. Stay tuned. You're watching WHSH TV.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds? In 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
The groundhog saw a shadow this morning, which means that we're in for 6 more weeks of winter. And although the sunshine looks good, the temperatures are resting at 25 degrees in Washington High School. Here's your forecast. Plenty of sunshine, but cold with a high of about 26. And tonight it's going to stay dry, but it's going to drop down to about 21. Tomorrow it's going to be sunnier. Temperature's going to rise a little bit more, up to about 42. And then Sunday, there's going to be about a 40% chance of rain, snow or rain actually, and a high with about 38. And then we go to Monday. It's going to be cloudy with a high of about 33. And then into Tuesday, a cold front's going to move in, bringing in a lot of rain and snow with a 90% chance of precipitation and a high of 38.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back. It is time to meet the office team here at Washington High School. First, administrative assistant to the principal, Laura Caruth, gives us a look at inside of what it is like to work in the main office in the wonderful world of Washington High School. She tells us more about what her daily duties are.
Laura Caruth. I am the secretary to the high school principal. I answer the phones. I actually schedule all subs for Washington Community Schools after hours. I take care of, any facility use paperwork, any payroll paperwork, field trips, discipline. Also help with student announcements. Just a lot of forms of paperwork that go on a daily basis for running of a high school. And also answer phones and emails for things. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love my job.
If you would like to talk to Ms. Caruth, she is available in the main office here at WHS. Next up in the office team here at WHS is Mrs. Hummerkaus. She gives us a view of what her daily day is like in the attendance office.
Stephanie Hummerkaus. I am the Washington High School attendance secretary. The attendance secretary is a pretty busy job. I know a lot of people think, oh, attendance, it's pretty quiet, but every period I'm having to check to see who's in class, who's not in class. If they're not in class, where are they at? So, but I love my job. My day goes very quickly. My daily routine, I get here by 7:30. I have to check all my voicemails. I write down who all is called in sick for the day. First period and seventh period of the day is very busy. I have a lot of kids that sign in late. And then at the end of the day, we have automated phone calls that go out when they're marked unexcused absences, so then the parents will usually call me at the end of the day and tell me why they were absent.
If you would like to talk to Ms. Hummerkaus, she's available in the attendance office. Hopefully you will not have to visit the nurse's office too often, but just in case, we sat down with Mrs. Meese, the nurse here at WHS, to find out what her duties are like.
My job, I see students that are ill. I see students that have some emotional or behavior issues that just need extra support, or they have anxiety and need to get away out of class for a little bit. They'll come down here. I see students that take medicine every day. I see students with diabetes, asthma, sometimes seizures, and I give teachers information about all that stuff so they know what to do if something happens in their classroom. Mr. Zollers or Mr. Peterson suspect a student took a drug that is not theirs. I do drug testing and I check them out to see if they're high or not. I teach CPR to the sophomores twice a year. I coordinate Dr. Atienza coming in talking to freshmen about sex education. Monitor everybody's immunizations. There are state laws that there are certain immunizations you have to come to school. If you do not have an exemption from immunizations, I monitor those and make sure everybody's up to date. I also have to turn in state reports for immunizations and how many illnesses and stuff. I work with the health department on state reports, and I also turn in to the Indiana Health Department reports on our immunization rates and percentages and who has them and who doesn't.
The nurse's office is located in the main hallway across the main office. And finally, the man with the badge walking the hallways in our school, Security Officer John Legel. Legel is in charge of keeping the Peace Day in a day out of all Washington community schools.
I'm John Legel. I am the school resource officer here at, I have all the schools here in Washington, from the elementary school all up to the high school. My job, just basically, it's public relations with the kids in all the elementary schools, from out to Ville to North to Lena Dunn and to Griffith. And it's basically to go and talk with the kids and among the kids and the staff of the school, and also to keep and for safety, to keep the school safe, and anything basically that breaks the law and they bring it into the school, I'm usually instructed to, I'll take care of that. We don't have that too often much, but when we do, I'm there to take care of it.
The Davis County CEO class, under the direction of Mrs. Turner, is gearing up for an evening with the young business people in our county schools. The annual fundraiser for the class was originally scheduled for earlier this year, but due to bad weather, and the event has been rescheduled for next week. We spoke with class member Luis Perez to get more details.
All right, this night will be February 5th at Westgate Academy. Anyone that's interested in coming, if you have anyone in the program that is related to you, it'd be $15 for you guys, but if it's someone that's not related to you, it'd be $35 per each person. Well, it's a class CEO creating entrepreneurial opportunities, and it's an evening with young entrepreneurs, and it's basically we're hosting a dinner / a silent auction, and we're having a guest speaker, Daniel Collins. He's a magician, so it'll be a lot of fun. And it's basically just to get the word out for the program and just bring in money for the next years and next years, so to make it better and better each year.
Again, the new date for the evening with young entrepreneurs will be Tuesday night, February 5th at the Westgate Academy in Odin. Coming up after the break, we will have detailed look at the latest in sports this week with Gage Latham. You're watching WHSH TV.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Let's pause there. Thanks, go back down. Mine starts after the teleprompter. So scroll back down. Welcome back. I'm Gage Latham with WHSH Sports. Tuesday night, the Washington Lady Hatchet basketball team fell to Pike Central in the 3A sectional at Princeton by a score of 40-36. The Lady Hatchets complete the season with an impressive 16-6 record. Sarah Lewis led the team with 20 points against the Chargers. The Chargers will move on to play Princeton in the semifinals. In the other semifinal, Vincennes Lincoln will play Sullivan. In Class 1A at Lagodi, Bar Reeve picked up a first-round win over Shoals, 39-23. In the other first-round matchup, Lagodi took down Orleans 47-33. Semifinal matchup put Lagodi against Vincennes Reveille and Washington Catholic versus Bar Eve on Friday night. Also in Class 2A, North Davies ended their season with a 28-53 loss to Linton Stockton. The Washington Hatchet boys basketball team grabbed a huge win on the road last night over Vincennes Lincoln in a Big 8 conference game, 50-46. The Hatchets played under assistant varsity coach Brant Shookman, as Coach Gene Miller was not able to attend with the flu. The Hatchets were led in scoring by Billy Fleetwood, who finished with 17 points. Washington improves their conference record to 3-1, and they are now 6-9 overall, with the makeup game tomorrow afternoon at Southridge. On Saturday, the Indiana Hoosiers men's basketball team will play host to 5th-ranked Michigan State. Tip-off will be at 8:15 p.m. on ESPN. Purdue will be on the road at Rutgers Saturday. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see Cody Zeller in action tonight against the Pacers, as he is currently sidelined with a knee injury. The Hornets will host the red-hot Indiana Pacers tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. The Pacers will be back in action again on Saturday at home as they play host to the 76ers. The stage is set for the 52nd edition of the Super Bowl on Sunday, as the AFC champion Patriots will face the NFC champion Eagles. The big game will kick off at 6:30 p.m. from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. I'm Gage Latham with WHSH Sports. We'll be back to wrap up our show right after this.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to WHSH TV. Let's take a look at your extended weather forecast. Over here in the Midwest, we got a high pressure system, so it's really clear weather, but it's still cold over here. And we go into the west, there's a low pressure system moving in, so it's really going to bring in some precipitation, some bad weather as we get into the next week. The current conditions right now, it's very sunny still with a high of 26, and tonight it'll get down to about 21, staying dry. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny and it's going to be a little bit warmer, 42. And then Sunday is going to be there's going to be a 40% chance of rain and snow mix and a high of 38. And as we go on to Monday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of about 33. And then Tuesday, it will be a cold front is going to move in and bring in rain and snow with a 90% chance of showers and a high near 38.
Thanks, Wes. On behalf of our entire team here at WHSH on the campus of Washington High School, we would like to thank everyone for watching. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week here on WHSH TV.
Happy birthday, Kane.